Hi guys, I'm Liz Morrison from The Fit Atlanta, and today I have Lauren Elyce from LaurenElyce.com, Atlanta lifestyle blog, and also she is the co-founder of Adorn Media Group, and they do branding, website development, and PR, right?
Yes.
PR?
Yes.
Awesome. So I'm so excited you're here.
Thanks for having me.
I love you so much. You're so I've watched you grow from when I started following you, I think probably 4 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but you've grown a ton. So I'm excited to get your story.
Yeah.
So first, are you from Atlanta? Are you originally from here, or where did you move here from?
Yeah, so I was actually born in Chicago, and then my parents and I moved to Conyers when I was 6. So that was the suburbs, about 25 minutes outside of Atlanta. I still claim Atlanta. No one knows what Conyers is.
No.
So
if you're from Atlanta or abouts, you're from
and
Atlanta.
people that are from Atlanta are
they hate
haters,
it,
but it's fine. But so I've lived in the Atlanta area since I was 6.
So you're
claim
local.
It. Yeah.
It's your hometown.
I claim a Georgia peach all the time.
Yeah, you've earned your peach.
I think I have earned my peach for sure.
So tell us about LaurenElyce.com.
Okay.
So at first you were fashionably low. So some people might know you as fashionably low.
Yes.
But you did a little brand shift. You started out in fashion. Now you're definitely more lifestyle and covering more things like travel.
Yeah.
So what was it like starting out as a blogger, a content creator?
Yeah.
And tell us, kind of guide us through your journey to where you started and where you're at now.
Okay. So I started fashionably low in December of 2012, which is insane to think about.
Wait, how many years ago? 7?
6, almost 7, 6+ years. I know, it's crazy.
Wow.
So I actually, when I started my blog, I had no idea what a blog was. I was working a 9-to-5 job. I was always posting my outfit on Instagram every day. My coworkers were like, you should start a blog. Where'd you get that?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what a blog is, but cool.
I'll do it.
Sat down one weekend and kind of was looking up bloggers, and was like, okay.
Was it Blogger? Did you start on Blogger?
I did start on Blogger.
Okay.
OG
Blogger right here.
I know. And I looked up kind of some other bloggers and was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And I created my logo in PowerPoint. It was gold. I created my blogger site, and my first photos were on my friend's iPhone. They were all different sizes. The post is still on my blog. So
is it really?
Search, yes. And so that just kind of started. I was posting mostly style, what I was wearing to work every day, affordable fashion. That's kind of where the fashionably low came into play. And then and when I started it was really just a creative outlet. I was just doing it for fun. I was working in social media and doing marketing for the Army Reserve and non-super creative clients. So I was like, I need something to do outside of work. So I was doing it after work on the weekends, and then it just kind of evolved into something more. I realized it could turn into a business. I was getting opportunities that were paid, gifted. I was spending more effort into growing it, and then I decided to kind of reshift and rebrand in 2017. I don't remember.
But a year and a half ago, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's been almost now. Yeah, a year and a half to 2 years. I was doing a lot more lifestyle, a lot more travel.
Yes.
And I realized that I wasn't just doing style anymore. Who knew what the future was going to hold? So I decided to rebrand to my name, which is Lauren Elyce Price. I just said Lauren Elyce.
Yeah.
Rebranded, and since then it's taken off. I think I shifted my brand. I shifted my focus. I spent a lot of time working on my actual brand.
Yeah.
And since then I've been doing it full time, and during that same time.
That's
frame.
awesome. So do you think your rebrand was what made it take off?
Yes. So this is one of my biggest, I won't say failures, but the thing that I learned the most was I just started without a plan, without an idea of who I was as a blogger, which at the time I was doing it as
most
more
people
of a creative
start out,
outlet. But the moment that I really decided to focus more on what made me unique, there are millions of lifestyle bloggers. There are so many of us.
With a very specific type.
Yes, exactly. And I realized that every blogger I knew was saying, oh yeah, I'm a lifestyle blogger. And I'm like, okay, well, we can't all be successful for all the same things. So the moment I really sat down and I wrote out my mission statement, my vision, I identified my audience, who she was, what I wanted to say to her. I worked on my brand aesthetic, so colors, fonts, all of that, my imagery, created mood boards, really annoying. But I will say the moment I started doing that is when I noticed a change in my engagement with my followers, new followers. I feel like I could honestly charge more to brands because I had a more cohesive brand to my own content. And I think that just kind of helps from a business perspective. It helped me take off. And it helped me kind of recenter and focus on what I wanted to create.
Well, and instead of feeling like you're stuck in a box only doing fashion, like now you're traveling the world. And
a little bit.
Oh my gosh. You've been to Mexico City. You went on a safari. Are you going to Marrakesh soon?
Yeah, we're going to Marrakesh for my birthday in Egypt. So excited.
Oh my gosh.
Wait. So there'll be content.
Yeah. Is that this spring?
Yeah, so March of 2019 during
So next month you're going to Egypt.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I know. That is actually kind of crazy.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
I'm so excited for you.
Yeah.
And so you get to travel, do lifestyle, you do like weekend stays, like just like at the Hotel Avalon, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So what about Adorn Media Group? So let's talk about that.
Yeah.
When did you start that, and are you still actively doing that, or do you do more of your blog? And
yeah. So Adorn Media Group, I actually started with another blogger. She's based in Atlanta, Megan of Lush to Blush. We met on Instagram 3 or 4. Oh gosh, I'm so bad with dates. 4 years ago.
Yeah.
We met on Instagram. We were both going to a blogger conference that was in LA. And
which one did you go to?
It's not even around me. It was Lucky. Remember Lucky Magazine? Maybe Lucky Magazine. They're kind of like a Fresh Cosmo. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
They used to do a blogger conference called Lucky Fab. They did it in LA and they did one in New York. And so I decided to go, and I posted on Instagram that I was going. Megan and I followed each other, and she's like, "Oh, I'm going too." We met for coffee, and we clicked. I mean, I have never clicked with someone like that before. And we started pitching brands to try to get like free stuff to go with us on our trip. We pitched the hotel we stayed at. Her boyfriend at the time was a photographer, so he came with us. It was my first experience actually of working with another blogger. Yeah. She was the one who was like, "You need a media kit," which I'm so embarrassed to admit that I did not have one before that. But
you know what? I don't even have a business card. Well, right now I don't.
Instagram is your business card.
Okay,
it's fine. So we clicked. We traveled together, and after the trip we were like, we kind of work really well together. She was doing like website and graphic design. I had a background in PR and in marketing, and we were like, we should do something together. And so when we launched Adorn Media Group, we launched it as more of a brand agency. So we wanted to work with brands to do like their social media and marketing, and also to work with them to create blogger campaigns. So the first couple of brands we worked with, we actually worked with Loft and Vera Bradley, and that was, I don't even know how we made it happen, but
did you pitch them, or did they find you?
So we actually both had relationships with them through our blogs, and told them that we were launching this new business. And we created 2 different campaigns with them, and that's kind of how we started. It was
like getting influencers, or like
so we connected them with influencers to promote new products they had coming out. They were very like targeted campaigns with more of like a micro influencer, and that's how we started. And then just over the years, we did a little bit of that influencer marketing. We did a little bit of social media marketing for brands. And then just eventually we started shifting and getting a lot more bloggers reaching out to us asking for help. So help with their logos, help with their websites. And we were like, okay, we kind of really like this work. So in 2018, we switched our focus to be a blogger consulting agency instead of just strictly brands. And so since then, we've worked with bloggers who are just starting out, who need help coming up with a name, creating a website, creating their own set of branding guidelines. That's one of the biggest things that we do, is help bloggers identify their brand.
It's like how you did your shift. You're helping those other bloggers. It was
once I did that, I was like, everyone needs to do this. I promise it's super helpful. So
and I can help you.
Yes, I got you. I talk about it every day. I call it my brand Bible. And that's one of the biggest things that we help bloggers with, is creating a brand for themselves. We work with a lot of girls on a month-to-month basis, where we're helping them write pitches to brands, helping them respond to brand inquiries, helping them come up with social media strategy, putting out their Instagram, kind of everything that goes into blogging, whether they're new or looking to kind of refresh their strategy. So, and that's what we do now. And Megan and I still do that together.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we also travel together. Yeah, she's awesome.
I don't think I've ever met her in person, but we've like communicated through Instagram.
She's the one that really like kickstarted my travel side too. She travels more than anyone. Is she the one
you went to Mexico City with?
We went to Mexico City.
Yeah, that was gorgeous.
We're in Cuba together. We've been to Paris together. We went to Spain together. Hawaii. Actually, I travel with her a lot.
I'm happy to be the third wheel.
You can totally come with us. You can come with us.
I'm serious. Okay.
No.
Just let me know.
Okay. You want to go to Morocco?
Yeah.
We're all going to Morocco.
Really?
Yes.
You too?
TBD.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we're everyone's going to.
I thought you were saying, yeah, me too.
Everyone's going to Morocco, but yeah, we'll have to plan a trip for sure. That will be fun.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So you've worked with big brands as you've continued to grow. Toyota, Samsung, gorgeous lifestyle videos shot by Urban Pines.
Yes.
Who's also shooting this. So love them.
Shout out.
Yep. So what's it like getting those brands? Like, did you pitch them? Did they come to you? Like, tips for a blogger watching this or an influencer who's trying to land campaigns like that, or even smaller ones. Like, what are your secrets?
So when it comes to kind of my secret is when I started my blog, because I have a background in PR, I started pitching myself immediately with my 2 page views. One was my mom. I don't know who the other one was. Probably my dad. And I was pitching myself. I typed up a little pitch email. Yeah. I had no real stats other than I just started. And I started
a chance.
I started pitching myself, and I didn't hear back from anybody until I did. I was like, I know that bloggers work with brands. Like, that's what I want to end up doing. So I've always been all about pitching myself to brands, and then eventually brands started reaching out to me. For Toyota, that was actually a brand that reached out to me. Their agency is based here in Atlanta, so cool. I have worked on a few projects with them, and that's been really fun because it's a different type of campaign where we're creating really cool content around a car that hopefully inspires purchases, or just to kind of also provide them with really cool content that's not a commercial.
So for that one, you did the lifestyle video around the car. So it was like you going to a photo shoot, going to a meeting. I saw
kind of like
really
a day in the life of a blogger type of thing.
So do they then use that on their social or
They
blog?
use it for social. A lot of the images they use for their Instagram, and it's to create lifestyle content that again doesn't feel like a commercial with a fake family. It's a real person who's really driving around in the car. Yeah. And so we've done a few videos like that, and that's been been fun to kind of flex those creative muscles in a different way. Yeah. And then with Samsung, I actually reached out to them. That was one of the brands that I cannot believe responded back to my
That's a huge deal. Well, I'm a big Samsung fan.
Same.
Samsung, my phone is Samsung, my TV.
Oh, the frame TV is next on my list. I'm gonna fingers crossed. But we were, my boyfriend and I were buying a house, and I wanted to do a ton of home content. I've lived in apartments before, and so I had no flexibility with appliances, decor, things like that.
Yeah, it's not the same.
So I remember coming across, Samsung was obviously on my list for a few things, appliances, electronics, but I remember seeing, I think maybe it was on Instagram, they had this refrigerator called the Family Hub, which is literally... Is
that the smart pane?
Yes, it's like an iPad and a fridge combined. So I went to their website, I searched for a press contact, which this is my biggest tip for bloggers, is you can find a contact.
Yeah, you can. For immediate release,
do not ask your friends. Literally go on the website, go to the news page, look for a press contact. If you don't see it there, Google Samsung press release. Yes. You will find a contact.
Yes, or brand for immediate release.
Yes,
and they at the end they always have either their agency or their marketing or PR person.
Yes,
like clockwork.
You can do it
because they have to, because they want people to reach out. They want you to reach out.
It's not a secret.
Are you good enough? You don't know. I don't know.
It's not a secret. So I emailed them, and I couldn't believe it when they responded to my email. I was like, Brandon,
were they
Samsung? Yes. They were like, we would love to work with you. We actually are starting a campaign with Atlanta influencers.
No, hold on. How do I get on this?
The stars are aligned.
Hold on. I know what I'm Googling tonight.
I'm so down to make a connection. But so we connected. We did a phone call, and it was with their agency. And they were looking to work with people who are moving into a new home who could upgrade their appliances, which was literally our exact story. Yeah. So we worked with them to upgrade our stove and our refrigerator, and then we just created a series of content around, holiday entertaining and, when you move into a house, upgrading little things, because we couldn't do a full renovation. Right. So that was kind of our budget-friendly approach to it. And then it's a partnership that will hopefully go over the next few months. So I've been doing a few other things with them, just so it feels less like a one-off ad, and it feels like we're really using the
a
appliances.
Partnership.
It's that's exactly what it is. And those are my favorite types of projects to work on.
Yeah, and I feel
over time.
Yeah, and I feel like brands appreciate that more and also your audience, whether they subconsciously or consciously know that or subconsciously, they're like, oh, Lauren keeps posting about Samsung.
When they see it over
and long term, like they end up trusting you because you use the same one all the time.
Exactly.
And then the brands want to invest in someone who will continuously use their stuff, not like, okay, write me a check for this month, bye.
Yeah,
like they don't want that.
And and that's the benefit of some home projects versus style or skincare or beauty, because we're actually using our refrigerator every day. Now, I don't cook every day, but I can heat things up. I can store my drinks. Like, we actually really use these appliances, and it's cool to actually be able to share that. And they're bigger purchases, but like you said, if I have a follower that is constantly seeing it in their face, when it's time for them to buy a new fridge, hopefully they buy that one.
Yeah, like, oh my gosh, this girl Lauren I follow, like, she's so cute and has this really cute fridge.
She's
like,
so cute,
I obviously need it.
Yeah.
She's like adorable and has an adorable like fridge.
So that was one of like the most exciting, just because I felt very proud that I reached out. Like, I did not think they were going to respond. And I'm a tiny little influencer, but again, if you don't ask, you don't ever know. I've had a lot of people say
That's true,
but you have to ask, and then
that's your Mama I Made It story.
Yes, Mama I Made It. She loves my fridge, and you can have like pictures. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that is really cool. Well, whenever I get a house one day, I'm a big Samsung person. So like, people are like, Apple, and I'm like, Samsung.
No, Samsung, their appliances are cool.
Yeah. So now that you do blogging, well, let's say content creation.
Yeah.
Because it's not just blogging anymore. Full time. Like, when did you hit that moment where you're like, okay, I either am taking a leap of faith or I'm financially ready? Like, because that can be a tiptoey area. So what was that like when you decided you're going to make that leap?
Yeah. So my story from like transitioning into full-time, everyone's story is so different. I have a lot of friends who are bloggers, and we've all gone about it a different way, which is kind of cool. But I was working like a typical 9-to-5 marketing job, and when I started it, I loved it. I loved what I was doing, and just over time, I wasn't feeling the growth opportunities that I was at the beginning. I kind of just felt like I wasn't flexing those creative muscles. I also had this thing on the side that I loved doing. I loved blogging and creating content. But I was like, I can't do this full time yet. That sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
It's
a little risky.
And then in September of 2016, my boyfriend's dad passed away, and it sounds cheesy, but I really had that moment, like,
life is short.
Life is short. I'm really not happy. And so in that moment, I made a plan. I connected with someone who I did like some consulting work with, and then they offered me a remote part-time position. So I took that, and I left my day job, and so I was then juggling this remote part-time position, which I really liked. It was very challenging. But it
I remember
allowed
you had like a lot of meetings all the time. You're on the West Coast,
right?
They're
based on the West Coast. So I was going over there a lot. It was a very challenging position because it was totally different than what I've done before. But it gave me the flexibility to then commit 20 extra hours a week on my blog and my business. So did that for a year where they overlapped, and then towards the end of 2017, what year is it?
Wait, hold on. So you made the talk with the consulting people at the end of 2016.
Yes.
So that would be
so 2017. So in 2017. Oh my God, I seriously am the worst at dates. I'm like,
hey, you know what? You're not an accountant, so it really doesn't matter.
Exactly.
So you're good.
So I did that for 6 months. I overlapped. So I did the part-time job, and I ran my blog, and then the part-time job was shifting. They wanted the position to move to the West Coast, and I was like, I'm not ready for that. So I was like, I'm just gonna give my blog a try.
That was like your sign.
It was just like these little signs that kept happening, and I was like, okay, I can do this. I had saved money for like 3 months, like if things went totally south. And I've been doing it full time since then. So I always try to make sure I have a chunk of money saved and ready to go. But that was kind of how I transitioned. It wasn't like a super exciting, like, I'm out of here, I got this. It was really just like, I got a 70 grand deal. I'm good. And if I had that, I would be doing lots of things. But I kind of just sort of like eased into it slowly. I made a plan, but it was more of, like, I did have to take a little bit of a risk, and I've been able to maintain it, which has been kind of exciting.
Well, it's good that you went from like full-time to part-time remote. It's
That,
almost like it was
what I needed
preparing
to do.
you.
I needed
an easier transition.
Income, obviously, to make sure I was good, but I also needed the time and the flexibility to be able to focus. So having that definitely helped.
So now, outside of like just fashion and lifestyle and travel, you've now started going into fitness.
Yes.
So that's a whole new type of content you're producing.
Yeah.
So you've got a trainer, you've gotten to killer shape. I see you in the gym all the time. And now you just launched the Fit Guide also.
Yeah.
So how did you get started into fitness?
Yeah. So my fitness journey, I feel like, is a really long one. So I'm gonna just tell you everything.
Tell us.
But yeah,
I'm ready.
Probably in high school, I did track, did gymnastics, I cheered. I was also in high school, so my metabolism was like, bing!
Right.
So I never really thought about it. I was always active. And then, of course, when I got to college, I tore my ACL towards the end of my senior year of high school. So when I got to college, I just wasn't really active anymore. Yeah. And I think it was, just you're in that time where you're like, what is life? What is my purpose here?
Oh my gosh, I know.
Yeah, and I just kind of started going about fitness or health and fitness in like a totally unhealthy way. I was working out in the gym like hours every day. I think like at one point I was eating like 600 calories a day, which I had a very unhealthy relationship with fitness and health, and just had no idea what I was doing. But you read articles and you see things, and this was really before,
you gotta learn.
I'm all on Instagram. So anyway, that's kind of what started this unhealthy relationship with health and fitness. Yeah. And then I was able to thankfully transition out of that, and just even ever since then, I've always wanted to like be healthier and be more fit, but never knew like the right way to go about it. Again, I was doing only cardio. I was scared to do weightlifting because every girl thinks they're gonna bulk up and get big, and like
which is not true.
Not true. I can't even. But it's like until you do it, like you don't ever listen to anyone. So I just for years, I mean, through my 20s, I was just I wasn't going about it the right way. Yeah. And then in June of 2018, I was going through like a rough patch in my relationship, which we're good now, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's good. But everyone goes through it. Yes, we went through it last year too,
exactly.
So we're good.
Exactly, it happened. So we were going through a rough patch, and I was like, something has to change. I was the unhealthiest I've ever been mentally and physically. I was the heaviest I've ever been. I was out of shape, like could not walk upstairs. And I was 29, so it's like, what's going on? So I made the decision to hire a trainer, which I'll talk about in a second.
Yes, we want to talk about that.
I also took my mental health and made that a priority. I booked a trip to go to Jamaica by myself. I went to this yoga and wellness retreat, and I don't even like yoga, but I was like, I gotta do something. I was just making all these changes mentally to kind of work on loving myself more, and then making changes to my fitness and trying to eat better. And that's really what kickstarted this healthy fitness journey, and that's been, I guess, 7 months in the making.
And you've made killer progress.
Yeah, so
overall, even as a person, I can tell.
Oh my gosh, it's
you just seem happier. What was that breaking point? So before we get into your trainer and stuff, what was the straw that broke the camel's back? That was I gotta do something.
Honestly, it was that rough patch in my relationship. It's just I could tell we had things that we needed to work on together, but I could tell that I just wasn't being the best. I can't even explain it. I just wasn't being the best version of myself. I didn't feel healthy. Yeah. And I think that impacted my mood, how I approach situations, if that makes any sense. Mentally and physically
your lack
healthy.
Of being happy with yourself just was hard to do.
I didn't really
be a good partner.
Prioritize myself, and it had no fault to my boyfriend or anyone. I just wasn't prioritizing myself. I was prioritizing everything else. And that rough patch is what clicked it for me. I was okay, I'm supposed to be putting myself first. I don't have kids. I don't have, I have me right now. So that was really what clicked for me. And then over the past 7 months of just putting myself first and prioritizing my physical health and fitness and diet, and also reminding myself that I'm pretty awesome, and that's okay to say that and celebrate that. That, it's just changed my whole outlook on everything, fitness, health, and that health is truly holistic. It's not just changing your physical appearance.
It's from the inside
really
out.
If you can look as bomb as you want on the outside, but there are so many people who are not working on the mental part. So that's been the biggest thing for sure.
Wow. Yeah. I'm so happy for you.
Thanks.
So what about your trainer? How did you find her? Who is it?
Okay. So my trainer is Sumit. I actually found her through another friend of mine who worked with her. She's based in LA, so
so it's online training.
Yeah, it's an online trainer.
Yeah.
So I reached out to her. I was like, I need to make some changes. The thing that I loved about her, before I go into my actual like plan with her, is I've come across a lot of trainers and online fitness programs and guides that I was seeing these results and girls were transforming, but everyone seemed to look one way.
Yeah.
I'm curvy and I wanted to keep my shape, but I wanted to just be healthier. I wanted to understand more about health and fitness.
Stronger.
And I wanted to be stronger. And that was one of the things that I noticed right away with this trainer is her clients were, all of her clients were making various transformations, but it felt like she was also about creating something that was specific to you. So it was more of an investment because it was totally custom. But I did 3 rounds with her. So I was like, it's worth the investment.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Did you do 3 rounds of the same program, or like each round she would customize based on where you were at?
What I did is, so I reached out, booked her, and then I filled out like a questionnaire, like my goals, my health history, which I shared with her, all my health history, and told her, you know, my goals at the time were I wanted to lose weight.
Yeah.
I wanted to build muscle, and I wanted to keep my curves. I didn't want to like
I didn't
want to lose like my shape. So those are my goals, and I wanted to eat healthy, but I didn't want to like eat 500 calories a day. I wanted to be able to maintain something over time. Yeah. So she created a custom plan for me, which was a lot of weight training, which surprised me. It's like, oh my God, I'm gonna get so bulky. I can't even.
It takes a lot to get bulky.
Well,
unless you're just naturally built to like gain a lot of muscle.
And not that there's even anything wrong with being bulky, but I just, you know, I had that mentality like I should be doing 2 hours of the elliptical every day. Like that's
just a big misconception based on like old magazines or like whatever. It's like, oh, you have to do cardio in the morning and at night, and you can't eat before and you can't eat after, and like you can't lift weights because you get big. Like, that is so not true. Like lifting weights can sculpt you to be like a goddess.
And that's been like the coolest thing. And, and that's one of the reasons why I said again I wanted to work with her, is because I knew she was going to be able to build a custom plan of weight training, and I'm talking like minimal cardio, and it just totally transformed my body in a healthy way. It was nothing drastic.
Did she do your food too?
She did, yeah. So my plan was a meal plan and a workout plan.
Okay.
And I can't share the specifics because I invested for that.
No, that's fine.
But yeah, it was a meal plan and a weight plan, and it changed. So I did 3. Her plans are like 8 weeks. Okay. So I did 3 different 8-week. I'm actually on my last round with her now, just to like.
So is this round 4?
This is still round 3. I'm wrapping up round 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a little bit of a delay because I took some time off.
That's okay.
But yeah,
and that's important too.
Yeah, that's definitely.
You gotta have like balance with it.
Yeah, and it was for me. I needed the structure. Like I needed the tools. I needed the structure to help keep me motivated, and also investing in something. I wanted to make sure I got my money's worth. So for me, that's like I couldn't have imagined making the progress I did without working with a trainer, and that's just personally how I operate. Like I need structure and like someone to push me. But it also was nice because I didn't have someone physically there to push me. I still had to kind of work on that part of myself. Yeah. And so I think that balance was what it was kind of worked for me.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So whenever you were researching your online trainer, because that's something that is out there a lot. Online trainers are everywhere. And you don't know if they're good or bad until you spend a chunk of money, and then you're like, what was this? It's the same cookie cutter plan. Because you, me, the girl over there, other girl over there, we're probably going to have 4 totally different plans that we need for our bodies. Right. So you said your friend recommended her, but did you do any additional research? Like how did you...
No, I didn't, it's something that I was actually thinking about the other day. It's like, I didn't really do any other research, but again, I trusted my friends, who, by the way, also had different goals than I did. So I wasn't even, going into it knowing like, well, this girl was just like me. Yeah. But again, she posts a lot of her like client before and afters, but not just the photos. Yeah. She posts a lot of like, with their permission, like some of their email conversations where their clients are giving true testimonies. Okay. And that's what was helpful for me.
So she was posting enough to where she felt credible.
I think she's super credible. Yeah. And I felt like I was getting enough information, and I actually connected with some of her clients before I hired her and was like asking questions.
Well, there
and
you
again,
go.
I've seen other trainers on Instagram, so I didn't actively look, but I've seen, you know, pretty familiar, famous like challenges that everyone does, and I didn't like the results that I saw. I felt like I needed something that was specific, and I lucked out with her, and I have had a lot of my followers who have actually signed up and have done programs with her, and it's just kind of exciting because I think she kind of gets like the woman's body. So that for me was also like another thing that I found. But I definitely do suggest doing research and making sure that you find someone that's good for you, or speaking with someone who's worked with them before instead of just going based off of Instagram or something like that. But
so what about mental health and going to Jamaica by yourself?
Yes.
What was that like?
Oh my gosh.
And your yoga immersion?
Yes.
And when you said you were focusing on your mental health, like what were you doing?
So so that was another thing. Like I said, my physical fitness and my health needed to change. I was just unhealthy. Physically, like I just wasn't healthy. But also, I was at a place, like I said, where I wasn't putting myself first. I could just feel, you know, I had been preaching on my blog about confidence and self-love, and I'm like, you're full of shit. Like, sorry. But like, I was just saying it because I wanted to believe it. I wanted to be that person, but I wasn't. And I'm like, okay, Lauren, it's time to make that change. So during this little rough patch, I booked a trip to Jamaica by myself. It was my first time ever traveling by myself.
Yeah.
And it was the most amazing experience. Like, I truly believe that every woman needs to go on a trip by herself at least once a year. It was just... I went to like an all-inclusive resort, so I felt safe. Yeah. But you still have to be careful. Right. But it just was amazing to, one, the fact that I even did it. I felt good to like do something for myself. And just to also be in this place and not have to rely on being with someone else to have fun, to enjoy yourself. I left my phone in the room when I went to the pool. I went to dinner by myself. I went to get drinks by myself.
When you were at dinner, drinks, like, did you have your phone as like
no,
a crutch?
I left my phone in the room.
Okay, so
literally
at
left
all
my
times.
phone in the room. Yeah, and I called my mom before I left every time. I was like, just so you know, I'm going to dinner. It's on the hotel, but it's fine. Yeah. But I was like, I don't want the crutch. I don't want to go to dinner and just sit on my phone because that defeats the whole purpose. If that's the case, I should have just stayed in Atlanta. So it forced me to go to dinner and like be cool with sitting there by myself. Yeah. But it also kind of challenged me to speak to other people and meet new people and like be open to talking to other people. I met married couples, single people, like old ladies who were there by themselves. It was just really cool.
Did they come up to you? Did you go up to them?
It was
like
a
were
mix.
other
So most people approached me because I think I was like the only person at this hotel by themselves. Because all-inclusives are like honeymoon central or like bachelorette party central. So I was literally the only person by myself, which was
I'm on a single moon.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I look cool though, because it's also kind of cool.
It's
a real conversation starter too. So most people approached me. Yeah. And then at dinner, if I was sitting next to a couple, I would like, if they didn't look like they were like on a super romantic situation, I would just like, hey, like, oh, what'd you guys order or something, just to start.
What brings you here?
Yeah, literally. And I was like, I'm just gonna, no one knows me, so if I make a fool out of myself, who cares? Yeah. But it just, I felt so amazing afterwards. Mm-hmm. And even like I got home and my boyfriend and I got together and he was like, this sounds so corny, but he was like, you really do seem different. And I was like, I know, right? I'm tan, but like also I am. He was like, you really do seem different. And I'm like, these few days by myself, something just clicked in my head. And then I also did, Lululemon does like this, the immersion. It's like a yoga wellness retreat, and I did that as well. Yeah. And like I said, I was not a fan of yoga before, and we did some yoga, but it was a lot of like group talk where people were sharing challenges they were going through and hardships, and everyone's hardships were different. Some were so sad, some were, kind of everyday problems. And it was just really empowering to, again, be vulnerable. I'm already a very open book. Like, I will talk to anyone. I'll share. I'll cry. And I was surrounded by some people who are not vulnerable. And it was just really empowering to be able to open up to those people and also to then see them open up to you. It just was a really amazing experience that I think was part of that mental journey for me.
And where was that? Did you go by yourself?
So I went actually with another blogger, Jessica of My Style Beauty. She's based here in Atlanta too. We went together, and it was just a lot. It was in Malibu, so it was like already going to be amazing. I had no expectations, but it was just, I would totally go to every single one that they ever have, because it was just one of those really cool experiences where it's a weekend focused around health. So like lots of healthy food, activity. You're surrounded by a lot of different people though who are into fitness and health, and even some who were just like, I need to get away, you know, moms who wanted to trip by themselves, you know. Yeah. And it was just again, like it was more of the group talk atmosphere. That was what I think made the change for me too, is just being able to open up and talk to people. And I've been like a big fan of therapy, so it just was kind of having that group therapy session.
Yeah, that's a much needed.
It's nice.
Therapy is okay.
Oh my God, it's so
therapy. You are not weak.
There's nothing wrong with going to talk to someone else. It's like talking to your friends.
Yeah,
but they're not biased, so it's even better.
I actually, this is totally sidetracking, but I saw this article where Justin Bieber and his wife, like they've only been married for a year, but they've been going to marriage counseling. Yeah. And some man made a comment like, oh, they're already going to marriage counseling, like da-da-da-da, whatever. Such a stigma, my husband and I go, and it has made us so much better. It doesn't mean anything is wrong. Right. Like, it's forming, it means you're invested in yourself or your marriage. Exactly. And or relationships. And you just want to make it better. Yeah. Like, you can only, there's nothing wrong with it.
And it's good, like, to have
I just
couldn't
believe that, like, shaming for a thing.
I know. Well, because I think there's, like, that
a stigma.
Like a stigma of if you're going to see someone, like, you're already in all these problems. Because usually you go to someone to help with problems. So that is, I get it. But we're now in a place where I feel like it's okay to get help and to be proactive and make sure you don't get to a point where you need someone else to step in. And that's where I think we have to try to shift people. I mean, when I was going through that super unhealthy point of my life, I saw a therapist, and that took me out of it. So, like, you can go and see people for all different reasons, and it's okay. Yeah. So I'm all about it.
And then, so for being vulnerable, do you feel like on Instagram, it's a highlight reel, and of course we want to post our best pictures, but I feel like you've been a lot more open on your blog, on Instagram, like, that's scary. Yeah. Like, that's really terrifying. And sometimes I keep myself from posting, whether it's on my personal. Yeah. Well, Fit Atlanta, not so much, because it's not about me, it's about the community, so that's different. But like myself, like sometimes I'll go days or weeks without posting, so I'm like, no one cares about me. No one wants to see my story. Da-da-da-da. Like, how do you battle with that? Like, sharing your stuff, but then also like, well, what if people don't like it? What if they don't like me? What if they think I'm weird? Da-da-da-da. Like, how do you like deal with that? Yes, let us have it on Instagram.
I actually, so I have a very, I have a love-hate relationship with Instagram. I love it because it currently is a source of income for me. I mean, it's as a content creator and an influencer, Instagram is a platform that we thrive on. Well, generally speaking. Right. So that's why I love it, because it brings me new opportunities. I've met so many awesome, I think we kind of like initially connected on Instagram. Yeah. So I love Instagram for that. Yeah. But I also hate Instagram for so many reasons. One, it is a highlight reel, so comparison is so real. Like, even the most confident people, I compare myself to everyone. It's just, it can send you down that dark spiral.
It really can, because generally, like, not to interrupt, but like, generally I'm like, cool, I don't compare myself. I'm confident enough in myself to where, like, I don't let that affect me. But lately, it has just, like, gotten to me where I'm so down. I'm like, oh my gosh, I should just quit. Like,
it's hard.
It's really hard.
Because we do see, like, these perfect squares of, like, travel and fitness and lifestyle, these adorable moms, and they're, like, perfect families. And it's
like, oh, they have the perfect life.
Yeah, it is. Like, it's hard. Like, it's just, I can't even describe. Again, it's difficult. But for me, what I've been trying to do is, like, I love creating content. I love creating beautiful images that are inspiring and empowering, but I'm also trying to still weave in that, like, real and relatable voice, because that's where I feel like my niche is I love to create, like, editorial style content, but I also, like, will post bloopers and, like, talk and be silly and, like, whatever. I'm trying to share the not so perfect parts of my life to kind of balance out those photos that look like, oh, I'm just super candid, but I'm, like, posing to look candid. Like, I look ridiculous in real life.
You're really good at posing.
Thank you.
I remember at the festival last year, we took a picture together, and we were doing, I don't know what we were doing, but I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just going to do what you're doing, because I don't know what to do. If I'm candid, I'm just like.
I know. It's just, it's a weird life. that we're even talking about this.
I know.
It's weird, but
that's so true.
I mean, that's just kind of where we are. Like, I've had to stop being so, like, against it and just trying to, like, mentally, like, instead of comparing myself, I did have to get rid of the accounts that, like, trigger negative feelings, which some people, I think, would say that's petty, but for me, I was like,
if it makes you feel better.
I can't follow you right now. It's just making me not feel great about myself.
It's not you, it's me.
It's totally me. And then that's okay.
I like you a lot. That's the problem.
Yeah. And I also, like, I follow my friends and I follow accounts that inspire me and keep me empowered and motivated. I'm writing a blog post now about 4 of my favorite Instagram accounts to follow, just that make me feel like I can love myself and really, like, drive home that message of positive body image and self-love, because I feel like we all need to follow more accounts like that instead of, like,
and share more
this is my perfect life. Like, that's not real. And if it is, like, can you also share the things that aren't great so people know that that's kind of the balance that everyone has?
Like that you're a real person with a real life and real problems.
Yes.
Like, I go to therapy. I have problems. I compare myself. I get down in the dumps.
It's hard. People.
I just want to sit on the couch all day.
And it's hard to be vulnerable too, especially on, like, social media, because I luckily have not really encountered a lot of, like, negative comments or mean people. But that happens to people when they're vulnerable. So I totally understand why people don't want to be vulnerable on social media or Instagram, because they see other people being vulnerable or not even being vulnerable, just posting their sandwich, and people can be mean. So I get it. It's just like it's like a never-ending spiral. I'm ready for Instagram to go away, to be honest. But
well, I'm curious what the next.
I know. I don't know.
Because, like, we had. Did you ever have a Zanga?
No. What? Zanga?
Oh my God. Xanga. It was literally life.
Never heard of Zanga.
It was like, I would follow the popular girls at other schools or whatever, and they'd be like, oh my God, today at lunch, I sat at the table, and and, like, you had
I mean, I had, like, a MySpace.
I had a MySpace, but I think
it
was, like.
Journal?
What?
Live Journal?
No.
Okay, no one ever knows what that is.
Okay, well, I had a Zanga. It was a short period of time, but, like, if your crush, like, similar to MySpace, you would have music on your wall, like your whatever, and like, oh my gosh, said about me. They totally liked me.
Zanga.
I don't know
what
it was
gonna be like next.
Laguna Beach time era. Like, I literally, my first car was a white small SUV, just because Kristen from Laguna Beach drove a white SUV. So I was like, I have to have it, otherwise I'm not going to be like.
That's so funny.
So I found a used white SUV, and I was like, I got my white SUV.
She influenced you before.
She influenced me.
I know, it's crazy.
I know.
It's never ending.
So let's talk about your fit guide.
Okay, yes.
So what is it? What's in it? What can people expect? And what made you want to make it?
So since I kind of have been on this fitness journey, I started posting more and more about my fitness journey on Instagram, on my blog, sharing workouts every now and then, sharing.
It's been really popular too.
Sharing my physical progress, talking about, like, my mental progress. And that's been, like, the most requested thing is, we want more workouts. What are you eating? Like, how did you lose weight? Like, all of these questions. And I usually always direct people to my trainer because, again, like, I don't know the science behind everything. But because I was getting so much interest in fitness content, I wanted to create it, but I also didn't want to bombard people who weren't into it, because not everyone's into fitness, just like not everyone's into travel or whatever. So I decided to create, I knew I wanted to create a series of fitness content that maybe didn't live on my blog but was still connected. So I came up with the idea of the Fit Guide, which my plan is to launch a series of them. So one every couple of months with different themes. And this first Fit Guide launched in January.
Congrats.
And thank you. It's really scary and exciting because I'm like, I've never done anything like this. I've never sold a product before. It's very terrifying. But so this first Fit Guide was kind of like the beginner's guide. So just like 50 workouts you can do from home. These are like workouts that I actually do from home or if I'm traveling, with booty bands, resistance bands, body weight, things that you can do at the gym if you're kind of scared of equipment, because that can be scary sometimes. Like,
it can.
It
can be intimidating.
Yeah, it can be
you
super
don't know
intimidating.
What to do.
And you can still tone and, like, carve those muscles without using heavy equipment all the time. So I wanted to create a guide that was focused around that. Someone who's just beginning or looking for some other workouts they can do from home. And so it includes 50 workouts. The guide comes with 8 routines, and then there's, like, an exclusive Facebook community that you join when you buy the Fit Guide. And I post a new workout every week, so you're constantly getting new ideas. There were 10 easy recipes in the fit guide, some of my favorite products that I use for meal prep and when I'm going to the gym.
Yeah.
And just a lot of like tips throughout the guide. And it's done, I like can't believe anyone bought it. I was like, oh, my mom will buy it probably. And Brandon, like, I just like, okay, that's fine. And it's done really well. I'm really impressed. Like I had a goal of how many I wanted to sell, and I surpassed that goal. So that's like all I cared about. And so now I'm working on kind of like the next iteration I think will be a travel theme.
Yeah.
I would eventually like to do kind of like a challenge. I'd like to partner with different people, maybe fit ATL.
Hey, I'm
and kind
always
of and get
here
more people
to partner.
involved in them, and just to add more knowledge, because again, I'm still learning and I want them to be credible, I want them to be helpful, but I want them to be resources that don't feel intimidating, or I just want them to be different, and I want them to also tie in that message of like body positivity and like overall mental health, not just like go to the gym 5 days a week.
Right.
That's
self-love, self-care.
Yeah. So that's my goal for them.
Well, I'm always down to partner. You know that.
Yeah,
I'm all about some collaboration over competition.
Let's do it.
Speaking on that,
it's
hard to find people who are willing to collaborate with you, to work with you, to help you grow. It's really hard to find people like that. So when you find those people, latch onto them, and I'm here for it. I'm here.
I love
and like
that.
you need introductions to people, because my community is like, I know a bunch of people in this space. So like if you ever need to reach, I mean, you're in PR, you know how to reach out to people. But I'm saying if you need an introduction,
that idea of like you said, collaboration over competition, and just connecting, and
or like if we do an event together, because you're getting your personal trainer certification.
I am.
So whenever you're done,
you
could lead a workout for Fit Atlanta, which would be so cool. I'm all about it.
I love it.
Well, we're gonna wrap this up.
Okay.
So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
Oh, is that code for your fit guide still working for Fit Atlanta?
Yes.
So it's Fit ATL 50. Is that where we
50% off. You'll get the guide for $15.
Yeah.
That's
so
like
the fit guide by Lauren Elyce at LaurenElyce.com. You can get it for $15.
15, 15.
Yes. So use code FITATL50. Yes. I'll put that in the video description so you can see it. But you can get her guide for on the low, and it's going to be worth it. So, thank you for being here, and good luck with everything. And go follow her at Lauren Elyce, and go stalk her on the website. Yeah, LaurenElyce.com.
Oh, thanks.